What do you do when things don't seem to work out the way you planned? Or how do you react when life surprise issues seem bigger than you think you could handle at first glance? In today's devotion, let's talk about today's thought. Stop overreacting. God is still with you.
Welcome to today's morning devotion with Pastor Conrad. Be inspired today.
Today's thought comes from Psalms 94, verse 19, which says, Lord, when doubts fill my mind, when my heart is in turmoil, quiet me and give me renewed hope and cheer. Reader's Digest shared a story by Captain Alan Bean, one of the Apollo astronauts, that said, test pilots have a litmus test for evaluating problems. When something goes wrong, they ask, is this thing still flying? If the answer is yes, then there's no immediate danger, no need to overreact. When Apollo 12 took off, the spacecraft was hit by lightning. The entire console began to glow with orange and red trouble lights. There was a temptation to do something, but the pilots asked themselves, is this thing still flying in the right direction? The answer was yes, it was headed for the moon. They let the lights glow as they addressed the individual problems and watched orange and red lights blink out one by one. That's something to think about in any pressure situation. It's amazing that in the natural context of life, that when we are faced with issues and challenges which seem bigger than we are, doesn't it often feel easier to react with fear and anxiety rather than to respond in faith? Doesn't it feel easier to allow our emotions to push us in specific directions rather than just simply allow clear thinking to show us where the opportunities for solving the problems really lie? And this happens to all of us. And just like the astronauts in this story, as they are trained that when something goes wrong to ask, is this thing still flying? Is it on track to where we're headed? As believers, when things go wrong, we should train ourselves to ask, is God still with me in this? And once the answer is yes, and it always is, we should stop overreacting in life and allow God's wisdom for problem solving to come to us. Come on, pray with me. Father, I thank you today that I don't have to become anxious and overreact to any situation that arises in my life, because it is you that give me renewed hope, rest, wisdom, and that assurance that you will never leave me nor forsake me. Thank you for that. Amen. Hey, I've got a new video series out called The 5 Foolish Mistakes That Keep Christian Believers Stuck, Unhappy, and Broke, even though they believe God's promises belong to them. You can access it for free over at kingsedition.com. Remember to make time in your busy life to become a part of a good weekly Bible study group so you can connect with others, build your faith, and learn and grow together as a family. Because the truth of life is, you can't succeed alone. If you enjoyed this, share it with your family, share it with your friends, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and page. Blessings.
Thank you for joining us. Visit kingsedition.com for more inspirational resources for your journey today.